Welcome to Section 2 of the Prep Parent Advocacy video tutorial. Now that you understand what advocacy is, we'll discuss how you can go about advocating for your child. In this section, we'll talk about the basic steps that you can take to advocate. Then, we'll discuss skills that will help you advocate for your child. Advocacy basics include the steps that a parent should take to ensure that they are prepared to advocate for their child. Ideally, these steps can be taken before an issue arises, but they can also provide assistance with dealing with an issue after it has surfaced. The first step is to get educated. Step 2 is to prepare yourself. Step 3 is to get support. Advocacy skills include tools that can be helpful when advocating for your child. Communication is about channeling emotions and using clear, respectful, and forceful language. Resolving conflicts involves negotiation and learning when you need third-party help. Finally, the ability to make informed, strong decisions affects all levels of advocacy. The first step of advocacy is to get educated. You must make every effort to learn all the rules, including the rules of your school district and even learning the law. It can also mean knowing the informal rules about how things actually get done. It's important to learn as much as you can about these rules and how they apply to your child. This is also an opportunity for you to set clear goals about what you hope to accomplish by advocating for your child. Write down 3 conflicts or issues that are most important to you and your child. Think about what can be done to address those issues and potential compromises that would still accomplish your overall goal. Getting educated also means getting to know administrators, teachers, principals, and anyone else that impacts your child's education, especially the people who make decisions at your child's school. This step is important because it provides you with knowledge of how the system works and the people that shape your child's educational experience. Educating yourself on these items will help you get ready for the next step of advocacy, getting prepared. To start, make a folder for all of your advocacy materials and anything related to your child's education. Whenever you contact someone, take detailed notes and contact information and put that into your file. Make sure that you keep all documents related to your child's education in the file. These items could be school records, report cards, notes about meetings, flyers for events, emails or letters from the school, and medical or legal documents. Here's an example of a contact log. You can use whatever you have available to create it. This can be a notebook, on the computer, or even in your phone. In your log, write down names, numbers, and emails of the people that you come into contact with. When you have meetings, take notes about what was said and who was there. Write down when you should place follow-up calls if necessary. And don't forget to get everything in writing. Ask the school to confirm what you agreed upon for your child. Staying organized will help you to better advocate for your child. The next step is to get support. Talk to other parents about their experiences. Look for parent groups, networks, and organizations for support, and be part of community efforts. Some examples of support systems are community youth and family organizations, faith-based youth or family groups, education advocacy groups, or even web-based forums and chat spaces like PrEP. If you can't find a group to join, create your own and invite parents to support each other and build relationships. The important thing is to get support. You're not alone in this process, and you may find helpful individuals who can help you advocate effectively. Now let's talk about the advocacy skills that can help you advocate for your child. First, we'll talk about effective communication skills, and then we'll move on to conflict resolution skills. Communication and conflict resolution are important skills to have when advocating for your child. The first aspect of communication is to be prepared. Gather any important documents that you may need. If you have a call scheduled with your child's teacher, write a few notes about what your child has said, done, or read in school. Preparation will help you feel more confident when you are advocating on behalf of your child. Know what you want out of the communication. What's your goal? Maybe what you want is general, such as learning more about the school's new discipline policy. Maybe what you want is specific, such as asking your child's teacher about a poor grade on a test. Either way, knowing what you want will help you better communicate with the school. It is important to be confident when communicating with your child's school. Be strong and respectful. Your child needs you to advocate and to understand how she or he is being educated. If you need something explained, ask questions. Asking questions helps you gain information and become more involved in the process. Remember, there's no such thing as a dumb question about your child's education. As a parent, it is essential that you know and understand how your child is being educated. When communicating with your child's educators, it's important to use I language instead of you language. This means that when speaking, you only discuss your perspective and understanding. Here's an example. The first statement says, "You were wrong to suspend my child, and now my child will suffer." This is you language. It puts the focus on the other person instead of yourself. The second sentence says, "I'm deeply disappointed that my child will miss school because of this suspension." This language focuses on the parent's concerns instead of the other person's actions. Using I language keeps the focus on you and your needs and does not place blame on others. Another useful communication skill is to mirror back to someone what they have communicated to you. There are 2 steps to this skill. First, you must listen, and then you repeat. This skill is helpful because it lets the other person know that you are listening to them and that you hear their perspective. Here's an example. When a teacher says to you, "Your child has behavior problems," how would you respond? If you respond, "You don't know what you're talking about," this only reacts to the statement. Instead, if you respond, "I hear you saying that my child has behavior problems, but I disagree. Can you point out specific behaviors that are causing a problem?" This lets the person know that you have heard their concern and then allows you to present your reaction. This form of communication lets both parties know that they are being heard. There are many instances when you will communicate with individuals in your child's school. When communicating with teachers, make an appointment. Don't just drop in. Focus on the needs of your child and try to work as a team. Communication with your child's teacher is necessary to make sure that your child's needs are being met. If there is an upcoming meeting with your child's teacher or a school administrator, write down questions and concerns you may have beforehand. Plan what you are going to say. Making notes about what you plan to say will help you feel more prepared and more confident. Also be sure to gather any important documents that may be helpful, such as progress reports or handouts from the school. Before the meeting ends, summarize what you discussed and make a timeline for the next steps. This will help you and the school know what to expect and when to expect it. After the meeting, follow up with the person you met with. While it's important to make sure that your concerns are being addressed, teachers are very busy, and a follow-up may help both you and the school stay on track. These tips are useful for meetings and also for letters and emails. Be sure when writing to the teacher or the school to keep it brief. In a letter, keep it to less than 2 pages. Being direct and straight to the point will take up less of your time and the school's time. Focus on 1 or 2 issues and make sure to send the letter or email to the person that can make the change. Here's an example of what your letter or email might look like. Be sure to include the name and address of the person that you're writing the letter to, as well as your own name and address. Notice that the letter is short and specific about the issue that the parent seeks to address. Be sure to date and sign the letter and provide your contact information. Also, keep a copy of the letter in your files. Parents are often welcome in the school, and your support and partnership in your child's education are needed. Communication between you and the school should be regular, go both ways, and be meaningful for you and your child. Another important advocacy skill is conflict resolution. If you begin to feel frustrated and overwhelmed, take a moment to step back. Try another approach. Ask questions and be clear, firm, and honest. Even if the other side is attacking, be the bigger person. You always continue to be respectful, even if they will not. But don't give in. Know what you want clearly, state it strongly, and be willing to work out different, flexible ways to make that happen. Use the communication techniques we discussed earlier to focus on creating solutions and not focus on disagreements. Your child's education is important, and it is important to remember that school officials, teachers, and administrators can be helpful allies in fulfilling your child's educational needs. The goal is to build relationships and work as a team. Congratulations! You now know what it takes to be an effective advocate for your child. We hope that this information has been helpful to you. Our webinar on September 30th will continue the discussion on parent advocacy. Visit our website at www.prepparents.org for more details and how to sign up. You'll also find resources tailored to your state and more information on how to ensure that your child gets the best education possible. We would also like to thank our PhD sponsor of PrEP, the PepsiCo Foundation. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope that this video tutorial has been helpful to you and your family.